Alright, fellas, what's going on, man? It's your commish doing a wrap-up of Week 12 and a preview of Week 13. Week 12 had a lot of changes, a lot of excitement. So let's get started. First game on the docket, the Delta River Rats against Brian Thong. Both of them need this game to stay alive in the playoff hunt. Brian Thong came out solid with a 139-74 victory. You know, the Packers D gave him -5. Got -2 from Rashad Mendenhall. Delta River Rats left 33 from Bryce Brown on the bench. Rams D 25. That's a 65-point swing. 65 and his 74 still would have lost. So what are you gonna do? Actually, would have tied. So things happen. Brian Thong stays alive in the hateful division at 6-6. The next game, looking at Dallas Convicts against I Like Greens. I Like Greens trying to stay atop of their division. They already have the top of the division clinched. But Dallas Convict pulls out a 144-96 victory. Really doesn't have much playoff implications as I Like Greens already has the division clinched up. He was just playing for the number 1 and the number 2 seed currently. So moving on to the next game, you got the Bronx Bombers against Z's Bad Nicknames. Z's Bad Nicknames trying to stay alive in the playoff hunt. Demolish the Bronx Bombers to kill their playoff chances completely. 114-98. He's got a solid started Colin Kaepernick, which is amazing. Made a good start. Chris Johnson got him points. Cecil Shorts has showed up for Z's Bad Nicknames, so staying alive in that division. The next game, the Playbook of Eli. This is, Zona Sun Gods are going to be the first winless team, unless something happens this week. First winless team in the Fantasy Football League history, living in the Fantasy World history. And his recent loss came at the hands of the worst team last year in the Playbook of Eli. I guess having, he learned some things from last year. With his win and the loss by the TDs and Beer, Playbook of Eli takes first place and the number 1 seed. He can lock it up with a win this week. A loss, I'd have to do the math and see where we go, but he has his fate in his own hand, number 1 seed. He won 115-95. Zona Sun Gods had a few good out showings. Even his bench had a good showing. Unfortunately, he didn't start with the right players. But really, if he starts Cam Newton over Tandy Dalton, it's even worse beating, 20-point beating. All right. Going into the second to last game, you got Kendra's Fun Baskets against Jersey LaShore at Stafford Field. It was a close game coming down to the wire. Stafford Field had a lot of points on his bench. He had 24 from Shane Vereen, 14 from Daniel Thomas, 18 from Ryan Broyles. But you know what? He didn't even need him. I don't know why he would start Jalen Parmalee, but, it is what it is. Tom Brady kept Kendra's Fun Baskets in it. Put him ahead on Thursday. Kept him in the game a little bit. Jimmy Graham got him 7. Jordy Nelson got him 18, but he needed to get him 25 to win. So that puts Kendra's Fun Baskets tied for second place in the hateful division, and that keeps Jersey LaShore clinches a playoff berth for Jersey LaShore. And the last game, you had TDs and Beer against Peanuts Gang. Peanuts Gang needed this win to stay in control of the sixth division playoff spot. TDs and Beer needed it to stay atop of his division, the hateful division. With the loss 2 weeks in a row, he loses top billing in the playoff seeding, and makes way for the supposed team of destiny, Playbook of Eli, to take control. Let me see. The Peanuts Gang had a good showing from Calvin Johnson and Andre Johnson. Des Bryant, his receivers all showed up. 100 points. About 90-something points just from his receivers. TDs and Beard, highest scoring team in the league, I believe, left 38 from Robert Griffin on the bench. He starts Robert Griffin, he wins the game. So, good thing for me, he didn't. So, going into the standings and next week's games. Standings, like I said, all the playoff spots are clinched except for the final one. You got Playbook of Eli. They're playing, Playbook of Eli is playing for the #1 place. They win. They clinch the #1 seed. They are playing Kendra's Fun Baskets. Going to be a good game. But Playbook of Eli, they lose to Kendra's Fun Baskets next week. It will knock him down into 3rd place, seeing that if TDs and beer win. So Kendra's Fun Baskets can feasibly take the first place in the Hateful Division with a win over Playbook of Eli and a loss by TDs and beer. I Like Greens. They have control of first place in their division. He's going to need a lot of help. He needs actually, there is absolutely no way. He would have to win. Kendra's Fun Baskets would have to win. TDs and beer would have to lose. But I Like Greens would have to win by more than about 64 points. He'd have to score 64 more points in Kendra's Fun Baskets in order to take the #1 seed. So #2 is pretty much locked up. The other teams in the playoff hunt right now: Jersey to Shore, Z's Bad Nicknames, Peanuts Gang, Brian Stong. The last place, we have 3 6-6 teams. Peanuts Gang wins. He locks it up, and he's in control of the 6th place. Brian Stong, the only way he can win is if Peanuts Gang wins. Brian Stong would have to outscore Peanuts Gang in his win by 60 some odd points. With a Peanuts Gang loss, that knocks him out, and it'll be the winner of the Brian Stong and Z's Bad Nicknames goes into the playoffs. So those games have a lot of playoff implication. Brian Stong against Z's Bad Nicknames. So let's just go into next week's games. You got the Peanuts Gang and Delta River Rats. Delta River Rats trying to play spoiler. 17-point underdogs. We'll see how that works out for the Peanuts Gang. Again, they win and they're in. Zona Sun Gods trying to be the only team to win a game, to not win a game, trying not to be that team. They are 7-point dogs to the Dallas Convicts, who have 4-7-1. They tied with them earlier in the season. Let's see if he can pull out a W. Playbook of Eli playing for the first position. Kendra's Fun Baskets trying to take that away from them. Playbook, like I said before, Playbook of Eli wins this game. They take them. They have a stronghold on #1. If they lose this game, they don't have enough points. So Kendra's Fun Baskets will be going against TDs and beer for the #1 seed. You got Z's Bad Nicknames and Brian Stong. You got Brian Stong has more points scored. Z's Bad Nicknames. You know, it's a toss-up here. But I'm going to go with Brian Stong on this one, thinking they're going to beat Z's Bad Nicknames. And if Brian Stong beats Peanuts Gang by more than 60 and both of them win, Brian Stong gets in. And no reason to even play this game. The I Like Greens against Jersey LaShaw really has no playoff meaning other than seeding, and I think these seedings are already locked up. I Like Greens is #2. Jersey LaShaw will be #5. And in the last one, you got TDs and beer playing for the #3 seed, possibly the #1 seed. Because they're playing against Bronx Bombers. Can the Bronx Bombers play spoiler? Bronx Bombers are 43-point dogs. TDs and beer with a W and a win by Kendra's Fun Baskets. They will take the #1 seed. If Playbook of Eli wins, TDs and beer is win or lose, they will be locked into the #2 seed. Excuse me, #3 seed. All right, gentlemen. So there's a lot of things going on this week. A lot of teams trying to play spoiler. The only game there's 2 games that really don't matter, but the other 4 do. So playoff seeding and everything else. So good luck to everybody, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.